Hello, I'm Sandra. Maybe something in you feels unfamiliar now. Not wrong. Not dramatic. Just different in a way that stays with you. You remember how you used to think, how you used to answer, how you used to move through things. And now that older version feels far away, almost close enough to name, but not close enough to feel like home. That distance can feel unsettling, especially when nothing is clearly broken. Life may still be moving. People may still know your name. Your routines may still be there. But inside, something does not fit the same. There is a version of you that no longer lands, no longer answers, no longer feels fully available. And being here with that can feel awkward. Not because you are doing anything wrong, but because change is not always clean. Sometimes it leaves a quiet gap between who you were and who you can actually feel right now. This is a place many people know, even if they do not talk about it. A place where the old shape is still remembered, but no longer fully lived in. So for a few moments, there is nothing to solve here, nothing to correct, nothing to get back to. Only this moment as it is, and your company inside it. You may notice your breathing, not to change it, only to notice that it is already happening. Air comes in, air goes out. And for now, that is enough. If there is tension in the chest, it can be here. If there is heaviness in the face, it can be here too. If there is uncertainty in the mind, that also belongs for now. Sometimes discomfort comes from not knowing what exactly has changed. Only that the old way no longer settles. You may think about old decisions, old habits, old hopes that once felt natural. And now they may feel like someone else touched them. Someone familiar, but no longer fully you. That can bring sadness or confusion or a quiet kind of distance. Sometimes it brings nothing clear at all. Just a sense that your own reflection has shifted, and you are still learning how to meet it. There is no rush in that meeting. No deadline. No need to make it meaningful tonight. Sometimes a strange feeling is only asking for company, not interpretation, not repair. Just company. So maybe this is a quiet way of staying near yourself, without trying to get a clear answer, without asking the older self to return, without asking the newer self to explain. Just noticing there is space between them. And that space is real. Even if it has no clear language yet. Maybe there were ways you used to cope. Ways you used to perform steadiness. Ways you used to keep things moving. And now those ways do not arrive when called. That does not mean you failed them. It may only mean they no longer belong here. There can be discomfort in that. Because the mind often wants a clear shape, a clear identity, a clear reason for the shift. But people do not always change in ways that can be named. Sometimes life moves quietly through a person, and afterwards something feels different. Not better. Not worse. Only different enough to be felt. If discomfort is here now, it does not need to leave immediately. It may sit nearby, like something unresolved, something unfinished, something that does not ask for force, only room. You may notice the contact of your body with the chair or the bed or the floor beneath your feet. Something here is holding your weight, even if your thoughts are unsettled, even if your sense of self feels less certain. There is still support in this moment, not as a promise, only as a fact of right now. And maybe right now is all that needs company. Not the whole story, not the whole future. Just this breath, this pause, this version of you that feels a little unfamiliar. It may be enough to stay near that truth, without fixing the feeling around it, without turning it into a lesson, without forcing it to become clear. Just letting it be part of the room, part of the night. Part of this quiet time with yourself. There may come a day when this feels more familiar, and there may not. For now, it does not have to become anything else. For now, it can simply be noticed and accompanied and given a little room to stay. I'm Sandra. Thank you for being here with me.